Good afternoon, good people. Good afternoon. If you are in the same time zone as myself, I'm so excited to have you here today. Let us just spend this lunch hour together. For the people that have the lunch hour between 1 and 2, we'll take about 10% of that. So, today, okay, my name is Zoli Swacheshe. For the benefit of the people that are here for the first time, I'm a transformation life coach and emotional intelligence practitioner. I'm also an inspirational speaker and a published author. But to you, I'm just having a conversation with you about things that are mindset related. I call myself a mindset advocate, and I have a dream that one day everyone will come to live in a place where they just love the life they live. And for that reason, I come now and again to this space to talk to different people about anything and everything that has to do with mindset advocacy. So today's conversation was sparked by an exercise that I was doing on net worth. At the beginning of this month, a friend of mine, Pindi, decided to put herself out there together with a group of different women who are friends to her, and said, let us work on the financial wellness of women during this month of August. So that's her gift that she's giving to us, that she's going to guide us on finances. And we have been meeting for the past 3 weeks. This is the third week that we have been doing these exercises on Mondays in the evenings at 7 p.m. And the most recent exercise that we had to work on was a net worth. And I was looking at all the numbers, the assets, the liabilities that I have so that I can come to my net worth. And something said to me, hang fire a bit. Hold on. Before we can talk about one aspect of your life, which is the finances, can we just take a step back and look at your worth? Your own self-worth, because there are finances, there are relationships, there are a whole lot of other things that we are involved in. The value that you attach to your career, maybe the position that you hold, who you are in relation to the people that you are involved in, be it friends, significant other, be it a parent to your children, or be it a child to your parent, or a sibling to the people that you were born with. How do you relate to that? So as I was looking at this whole net worth exercise, I thought, let me just use the same principles and look at my self-worth. Now, when we talk about self-worth, we're talking about how you feel about yourself. In other words, it's the value that you attach to yourself. If we're talking about the worth of an asset that you have, for example, a home or a car, a vehicle, how you take good care of that vehicle determines its value. And of course, the value that it has will have a worth that is assigned to it. For example, if you were to sell it back, they would look at how it, welcome Nokolo, they would look, welcome Alison and Love Tintin. They would look at how you have been taking good care of it. Is it still in good shape? If it is still in good shape, then it gets assigned a higher number in terms of how much you can get paid back if you were to sell it, as opposed to if you were just treating it like it's a skorokoro or an old car that nobody is taking good care of it. And so the worth is associated to the value that you attach to it. The value has to do with the behavior. In other words, is the conduct that you the behavior that has to do with what you do about this asset so as to give it its worth. And that took me back to, how am I behaving? What kind of a value do I assign to myself? Now, when we talk about self-worth, it is very easy to look at how other people, you know, that one finger that's pointing there, when 3 fingers are pointing back at us, we would say, Agandazi, she has no idea who I am. Mina, I am so and so. but have I created congruence between who I am and the things that I do to myself, so as to create a standard that says this is how you treat me. This morning I watched a video of one other friend, Love Tintin, and she's here on this call right now. Thank you very much for joining me. And she was talking about self-love. She's on a journey of self-love for 100 days, and she goes out there and talks about a new topic every day. And so one of the things that came to mind this morning was, how do we put ourselves out there and give love, or say that we are giving love to others, when in actual fact we don't know how to give love because we have not practiced the giving of love on ourselves? How do you do something so successfully for other people when you don't know what it means to have that standard on you, because you have never loved yourself the way that you should? How do you expect that other people are going to see value in you, are going to attach worth in you, when you have not gone to a space where you create that value and you are consistent in terms of that value in the manner in which you treat yourself, so that the world will know that this is how we should treat him? You know, when you have a high net worth in the space of finances now, and you wish to get credit from a credit provider, a financial institution, the higher the net worth that you have, the easier for them to give you credit, and the better the financial terms or the interest rate they are going to give you, because your net worth is high. But when it's the opposite of that, you actually get the opposite. It becomes more difficult for them to assign worth to you when you have not shown that I have the worth. And I'm going to keep looking away because I know that there are pages that I cannot see on StreamYard here. And Lafton says, yo, wait, you are getting a bit close now. Yes, Lafton, it's supposed to be like that. It's about time that we look at the mirror. We look at the men in the mirror with the intention to correct things that are happening to us. Everything that is happening to us is happening to prepare ourselves. It's for us to learn from those things so that we can take a different tune in terms of how we live our lives. So Asavela says, so much more value in self. Thank you for breaking this down. Indeed, there is so much value that we have to attach to ourselves, but it's an inside out job. It begins with you. You cannot expect that the worth is going to come from the inside. You can't expect when you want to trade in your vehicle that the dealership is going to say, oh no, actually its worth is 300,000 rand, when you have been treating it to give it a worth of 150,000 rand. You create the worth yourself, and then you position that worth out there, creating a standard that says this is where I am, and therefore this is how you're going to treat me. But you start by doing it yourself, because if you do not know how to do it yourself, hell no, you cannot expect somebody else to love you if you don't know how to love yourself. You cannot expect somebody else to respect you if you don't know how to respect yourself. So Asavela says, oh, okay, she is inviting people to check this out. We love as more people as possible to come in and be with us and listen to this. Hi, Fundi Amatabane Siebi. Asavela says, the man in the mirror, Ubanzulu, needed though. Yes, indeed. Let's go deep. Let us stop this shallow business of trying to look the game, when in actual fact we know that there is hollow, there is emptiness inside. I actually struggle with the word professional when it comes to the corporate space, where a person says, if I were to deal with you outside of here, I would deal with this differently. But because we have to be professional, I decide to deal with it differently. Be authentic. Be yourself all the time. Be your person that you would like to be if nobody had to judge you, if you had nobody to impress. Because let me tell you now, it's very difficult to live a life where you are carrying a burden or on your shoulders a burden of trying to be somebody that you are not. Work on yourself so that you can be the happiest version of yourself, even at 1 a.m. When a person wakes you up at 1 a.m. and say what's your worth, you should be able to state what your worth is, because it is based on your value, and you know what that value is because you are the creator of that value. I'm looking at my Samsung TV right now. If there is something wrong with that TV and I take it to the manufacturer to establish what is wrong, they will know what it is that is an issue with it, because they have the specifications. Create the specifications about your self-worth in your life, and be aware of what those specifications are, and be comfortable about those specifications, because they are going to tell you who you are, and they're going to guide you in terms of the life purpose that you are here for. I think everybody is waking up in different areas of the world. Right now, we have reached a space of awakening where we no longer want to live the life on the basis of what other people want to see from us. Let us wake up and live the life the way that we're created to be. This is the time that if you look at your life and you realize that there is an area of my life that I have ignored and neglected, you go back and create a paradigm shift, so that you don't come back as a ghost people. Live your life to the full, so that when your day to depart has come, you will know that you have done it all, and you have done it all with the satisfaction that comes with achieving whatever you want to do authentically and completely, with no reservations whatsoever. Nokolo Sishuba says, true. And she says, please, that is two-faced indeed. I agree with you. Let us have one single face that is going to be consistent, that everyone will know that this is who you are, but that can only be known when we create it ourselves. So I thought I should just pop in during this lunch hour for many people and say, in this hour, just take 10% of it and share it with me, and let us look at who you are. Let us look at your life, and you will establish that there may be a gap between the worth that you would like to have and the worth that you assign. Between minus 100%, a 0 and 100%. You could assign some ranking, a score for what you consider as your worth there. It is okay to do that. It's okay to not be happy about your net worth. Whether it is negative or it is positive, it is okay, for as long as that is only the starting point and it's not the be all and end all. To the extent that you are able to say, I can breathe, for the fact that you are able to breathe our oxygen, take your time, go to your own corner and say, this is the beginning of the rest of my life. What am I going to do differently so as to change or to create a change in the net worth that I see as far as my self-worth is concerned? Now, these are some of the things that we usually do in the financial space when we talk about creating a higher net worth. You would look at the assets that you have and you would want to increase your assets, or you would look at the debts or the liabilities that you have and you would want to reduce the liabilities. So you increase the assets and you reduce the liabilities. Now, in terms of your own self-worth, what are the assets that would help you to increase the worth, the self-worth that we're talking about? There are such things as compassion, as forgiveness, as gratitude, that serve as vehicles to increase the way that you value yourself. And then there are negative beliefs that are like shame or negative emotions for that matter, like fear, like frustration, like anger, like guilt, like I am not deserving, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can never make it. All of those things are equivalent to liabilities. Get rid of anything that is not serving to you. Allow yourself to identify, looking at the man in the mirror, allow yourself to identify those areas of your life that are not helping you to move forward, those that are dragging you backwards, that are not helping you to go like four wheels of a moving vehicle. Identify those areas and let them out of your life one by one. Now, the universe abhors a space that is empty. The universe abhors a vacuum, a vacuum. As you remove shame, for example, in your life, there's a space that's going to be created. Understand what you would like to replace that shame with, so that there is not going to be a space for the wandering shame that's going about to come back into. Find something that is going to be supportive to you, that's going to help you grow, and insert it in the space of what you would have removed. And in that way, you will realize that I have reduced the number of debts that I have, but I have actually increased the number of assets that I have. And that has got an impact, a positive impact on what I regard as my self-worth. And finally, I just want to remind you, the value that you attach to yourself lies here in the palm of your own hand. You can't expect anybody from outside of you to attach more value to you when you don't know how to attach value to yourself. You are the most important person of your life. You are the captain of your ship. You are the guide of your life. You are the mayor of your city. Remember that it doesn't matter how it has been like up until now. Now that it has come to your attention that it's time to do things differently, begin today. And if don't know where to start, you wish to speak to someone for a complimentary 30-minute session so that we can see if there is a way that we can work together, my contact details are there. Website address www.lingelam.co.za. Otherwise, you can find me on any of the social media platforms as Zoliswa Cheche. Up until next time, remember, the best is yet to come.